Welcome back, artists and creators. I'm Somonul, and this is Somonul's Art. In today's tutorial, we're taking Valkyrie Sword to the next level with Substance Painter. If you joined me last time, you saw how we modeled this epic sword in Maya. Now it's time to add those stunning textures that'll really bring it to life. I'll be sharing essential tips for texturing your Valkyrie Sword in Substance Painter. No time-lapse footage, just real time, step by step, so you can follow along and learn every detail. You'll find valuable insights to level up your texturing game. So grab your digital brushes and let's dive into the magic of Substance Painter. So here we are in Substance Painter. I can already tell this is going to be a real fun project. I can't wait to dive in. But the first thing we need to do is bake some of our textures. So we'll do that real quick. Go right up here to Mode and Bake Mesh Maps, or you can hit F8. And I'm going to set mine to 2K res. Leave everything else default. And we'll just click Bake Selected Textures right here. Give that a couple of seconds to do. It's going to go through all the different textures that it's going to use. Oh wow, that was super quick. Return to painting, and you can see that ambient occlusion is just absolutely beautiful. It adds that neat little black outlines there. Oh, I love that. Before we do anything though, let's take a quick look at our reference to make sure we're in the right ballpark. So here's Valkyrie Sword. We've got this nice, beautiful red handle, this bronze, goldish color pommel and guard. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. And then we got this almost chrome crystal-like blade. That is absolutely beautiful. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with this gold color first. This will be the base of our whole project. So we'll switch back to Substance Painter. And I'm going to create a new fill layer. And I'm going to give this a nice, beautiful gold base color to start out with. Just like that. Oh, I love that. That is awesome. Close that out real quick. The next thing I'm going to do is add a preset layer. And this will save us a lot of time. It's going to give us a beautiful, rough start that we can work with. Just go right here to preset layer. I'm going to pick this beautiful bronze armor. And there we go. Let it do its thing for a bit. I'm really loving the defaults on this. This is beautiful. I think we're just going to go with this. But I want to add a little bit more kick to it. Oh, this is awesome. So we'll create another fill layer. And we'll change the color to be a little bit lighter this time. Not too crazy though. I still want it to be in the same brown. Right about there, maybe. Ooh, how did that even get there? We want that to be on top of our bronze layer, so that could have been a big issue. Yeah, there we go. Let's make it a little bit lighter though. Just a little bit lighter. There we go. Beautiful. Close that out, and we'll take this here and right click, add a white mask to it. Just like so. We'll right click again. This time we're going to add a generator to it. There's no generator selected to it, so we got to add a generator to it. We're going to click that. And I'm going to look for this metal edge. I'm just going to click that. Metal edge where? And we'll just click random a couple times till we get something that looks pretty decent. Alright, and as you can see, we created some nice edge wear. So just dial this down a little bit till we get something that we really like. So you can play around the sliders here, get some nice, beautiful options. Let's see how the base is looking. That looks really nice. I'm loving that. I think that added a nice, beautiful effect to it, don't you? Oh boy. For now, I think we're done with this particular color. Let's move on to the handle now. So we have that nice, beautiful red. What we're going to do though, is we're going to group all these layers together. Select them all and just hit Control G. I'll group everything into a nice folder. And I'm going to name these the gold medal. GRP for group. So now I'm going to add another preset layer. We had great luck with it on the first time. Let's see if we can find a nice leather to work with for the handle. So I'll just click the preset layer again. And we'll scroll down till we find a nice, beautiful leather. So let's open the leather sofa group now. Let's click that folder right there. And we've already got the leather color selected. So we'll just click that. Only once, don't want to get too carried away. We'll scroll down to the base color. And we're going to want to get a nice reddish color going on here. Nothing too crazy though. Give it a nice, beautiful red. Let's take a look at my reference one more time. And go back to Substance Painter. That looks pretty wild. Let's go there just a little bit more. All right. That looks pretty good. Beautiful. So for this, we're going to right click again, and we're going to add a white mask. So now this has got a mask unit. We're going to go over here to this tool, which is called Polygon Fill. Really handy tool for this type of stuff. We're going to change the option here to UV Chunk Fill. And we're just going to click the handle. And just like that, we're done. Uh-oh, but the mask is inverted. So we've got to quickly invert that. Let's go over here to our mask, right click again, invert the mask. And then just like that, look at that. We have got our handle, beautiful, nice leather on it. Oh, wow. That is already done. All we've got to do now is work on the blade. All right, looking at this blade, this has this beautiful bluish. It's almost like it's a chrome. It's so metallic. It's got a lot of reflections going on, so we definitely want to go with something like that. I'm actually going to look for probably a preset chrome just for this one and add some blue into it. So let's get started on that. But first, I want to rename this Handle Red. And there we go. We'll just start our new preset. Oh, here we go. Chrome blue tint. Well, this might actually be perfect. We'll just click that and see what happens. Oh, wow. Look at this. This is wild. This is what I'm looking for. Doesn't get better than this, guys. I love the easy things. It's got a little bit of green to it. We'll click that green layer and we'll play around with that. We can deepen the darks. We'll make it a little bit more blue. What happens if we change it to that? No, I definitely don't like that color. A little for more of a sea green. There we go, that looks beautiful. Wow. Do we want to add some weathering detail to it, or should we just leave it as is? Let's play around with that just a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll add a new filled layer. We'll make sure it's at the top. That's very important. And our base color, let's give it this crazy blue. We can always edit that. We're going to right click, give it a nice white mask, and then we'll right click again and we will go to the add generator. And it hasn't been assigned a generator, so we need to assign one to it. Let's see what happens if we add these metal edge wear again to it. I don't want to go too crazy. But I do want to add some crazy looking, beautiful wear to it. So now you can see that looks That looks pretty ridiculous right now. We're going to address that in just a moment though. Definitely don't like the color on that, so we will change that around a bit. Way too blue. You can add whatever color you want. That's the color we want though, right there. So for this, we're going to tone this layer down just a bit. So that way it's not so crazy. So we'll add a little bit of metallicness to this. Since it is a metallic blade, we can go all the way up, and then you wouldn't even really be able to tell. But since it's a little bit of grunge, we're going to add it a little bit. And you can see that breaks up the specularity quite a bit. It's not super smooth, and it looks just great. Oh, wow. We're in the home stretch here, guys. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take these two layers, and we're going to hit Control G, group those together. We'll rename it Blade Metal GRP for group. We'll close that off. I'm going to right click this group and I'm going to add another white mask to it. And the same thing we did the last time, I'll just click this tool right here and make sure our UV chunk fill is selected. I'll just click the blade right there. And just like the last time, we got to invert the mask once again. Right click, invert mask. Change our tool so we can see this. Oh, wow. Is this crazy or what? We are just about done. We're going to do one more thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's a good thing I rotated around. Sometimes in the excitement, you can really jump the gun. So we'll go back to our tool. And we're going to hit Control Z because I already inverted it. And now we want that side. And then, of course, the side that we already did. Now we can go ahead, once again, right-click, invert mask. Quick inspection again to make sure everything's in working proper function here, and it is. Oh boy. Sometimes you can definitely get carried away with these projects. All right, this looks absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead and export this so we can see it in Maya now. To do that, it's really quite simple. We'll just go up here to File, Export Textures. And this is where it gets really important, guys. We're going to go over here to our output template, and we're going to take a look. By default, usually you have document channels, plus normal, plus ambient occlusion, and no alpha. We're going to select this little drop-down menu, and we're going to scroll down till we see this PBR metallic roughness. We're going to go ahead and select that, and everything else will remain the defaults. So nothing too crazy there. We'll just click export and we'll let it do its thing. And just like that, before I even finished talking, this thing was completed. Wow, that is fully complete. So now we're ready to head over to Maya and set up that shader. Now that we're in Maya, let's go over our scene setup real quick. Just like the last time, we've got our beautiful Valkyrie Sword right here. I've actually rotated it just a little bit, just to give it some nice little kickback with the lighting that I've installed. And hidden in the background here is an Arnold sky dome light, just basic, nothing too crazy, mostly the default settings. I think I added the exposure to 2 instead of the default 1. So we are ready to add some beautiful texture to this now. So we'll just load up our Hypershade over here. And we're going to go over to the Arnold shader group. We're going to look for the Arnold standard surface. I'm going to click this middle button here and just zero out all the rest of this. And now we're just focused on this one beautiful shader right here. We can add a name to it, which would be a really good idea to do. We'll just leave that blank right now. And we will begin adding our textures to this. So I'm going to start in the color node here. And now we'll go to our color tab right here. We'll just click that label color. And we're going to be looking for the file right here. If you can't find that, it should be under the 2D textures. We'll just click that right here. Add that into it. And what we're looking for now here is our base color, which is going to be right here. Oh, look at that. That is just beautiful. We'll open that file. So now we should have some color on our sword, but we really don't until we assign it. So I've got my sword selected. Maya's being a little bit difficult there. Assign material to view, and now we should have that shader attached to our beautiful sword. So let's continue on. The next map we want to install is the metallic map. We'll go over here to metalness. We'll just click this right here. And the same thing again, we'll add another file. This time, we're going to be looking for the metallic PNG, which is this guy right here. That one's pretty crazy. We'll just add that in. Beautiful. Now right here, it's super important. We're going to go to the color space. See how it says by default sRGB? We want to drop that down, change that to raw. And then we're also going to be looking for this alpha is luminance. We want to make sure we check this. Just like that. So now we've got our metallic. Probably should label that as well. And probably should label this color. Change it to V since it's Valkyries, and it all makes sense in case we put this into another scene. It'll make finding it a lot easier. Alright, where were we at? Roughness. So we will add a roughness file here. Exact same thing again, my friends. We're going to look for our roughness PNG, which is right here at the bottom. Now that one's pretty wild. Double click that. And again, the same thing. We're going to change this sRGB into raw. And then we'll check the alpha is luminance. And we're done with that one. Oh, no we're not. Now we're done with it. And finally, we want to add that beautiful normal map that always adds that beautiful punch to these shaders. We'll just scroll down here in our Arnold node all the way down to geometry. We'll click that tab right where it says bump mapping. We will click that. We'll click another file right there, and it's going to take us to this new bump 2D node. We're going to change this tab to tangent space normals. And then we will access this, our bump value. So the image that we just added is right here. We'll click that. And this is familiar territory right here. We can change the color space again to raw. We don't need to worry about the alpha's luminance, even though it's already checked for some strange reason. And this time, we're looking for our normal map PNG, which is going to be right here. We'll just double click that. So now our shaders should all be set up. And in theory, as soon as we hit the Arnold renderer, it should look pretty neat. If everything goes according to plan. But you know how Maya is. We'll minimize this. Definitely want to save our scene. And we'll click Arnold Render. And then I think it's probably this box right here. And there we go. Look at that, guys. You could add some nice, beautiful, elaborate lighting to this. Give it some neat kick. Unfortunately, the default environmental lighting just doesn't quite do it justice, so we could use like some kick lighting in the back here, maybe a rim light, just something, but you guys can definitely tell what's going on. Let's see if we can just monkey around with this for just a little bit. Drop the elevation down. Give it kind of a neat little sunset. Yeah, maybe that. That's kind of cool. There we go. Now we got some really cool reflection going on at this angle. Just beautiful. Oh, I love this. That was a lot of fun. And there you have it, my friends. Valkyrie Sword is fully textured and looking epic, thanks to Substance Painter. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and that you're feeling inspired to create your own amazing textures. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you do anything, the better you get at it. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you really liked it, please be sure to consider hitting that subscribe button and helping this channel grow. And stay tuned for more exciting and awesome tutorials from Somonul Art. Alright my friends, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Till next time.